Hello everyone, welcome to the episode of Meetup series. In this episode, I'm going to explain the prerequisites required for our upcoming Project Kali Meetup. Our Project Kali Meetup is going to be held on August 10th, 2025 in Bireshwara Temple Hall, that is Kanaka Bhavan Hall in Rajarajeshwari Nagar locality in the city Bengaluru. On this day, I'm going to initiate everyone with Mahakali Bija Mantra, which is written by Bhairava himself in the Rudrayamala Tantra. So, on this day, August 10th, 2025, whoever is coming to this meetup, be it students, my subscribers, or whoever enters the Kanaka Bhavan Hall in Bengaluru, will be initiated with the Mahakali Bija Mantra. So, I do Project Kali meetup twice in a year, once in the month of January and another in the month of August. So, one meetup has already happened in the month of January 2025. It was also in Bengaluru. You can watch the previous meetup that happened in Bengaluru in the meetup series, meetup playlist of Project Kali YouTube channel. So this second meetup is going to happen on August 10th, 2025 and it will also be uploaded in the playlist meetup series. And on this day, I'll be explaining all the procedure of how to do sadhana, and also I'll be explaining the prerequisites in this video required before you attend the meetup on August 10th. So without learning about the prerequisites, you will not be able to catch up on August 10th. So that's why please prepare yourself today or tomorrow itself so that you can attend this meetup with the complete preparations. So the first preparation required for the meetup is Achamana Mantra. So for Achamana Mantra, we need one big cup. So it can be of steel, brass, bronze, whatever you have. You should have a big cup like this. Then a small cup like this. And a spoon like this, and finally a plate, so like this. So the big cup is used for Surya Arghya and for storing water. The small cup is used for Achamana, Jalabi Mantra, Marjana Mantra, etc. So first step is Achamana. Before we start anything, we have to do Achamana, that is invoking the 24 names of Vishnu. So first step I'll be showing. So the large cup, you have to pour it in the small cup. You have to maintain two separate vessels for Surya Arghya and for Achamana and all the other procedures. So I'll be doing the first step here now. So this is Achamana. First before we do anything, we have to chant Vakratunda Mahakaya Koti Surya Samaprabha Nirvignam Kurume Deva Sarvakareshu Sarvada Om Gam Ganapate Namaha. So this is to remove any obstacles on your way. That is, Ganapati is a deity who is invoked to remove all the obstacles that is coming in the path of you and your Ishtadevata. Your Ishtadevata may be Krishna, Kali, Shiva, whoever it is. The Ganapati will remove all the obstacles between you and the Ishtadevata. So now let us start the Achamana Mantra. So for Achamana, first you have to do Keshwaya Swaha, Narayanaya Swaha, Madhvaya Swaha, Govindaya Namaha. You have to leave. Then you have to invoke 24 names of Vishnu in different parts of your body. Vishnave Namaha, Madhusudanaya Namaha, Trivikramaya Namaha, Vamanaya Namaha, Sridharaya Namaha, Rashikeshaya Namaha, Padmanabhaya Namaha, Damodaraya Namaha, Om Sri Sankarshanaya Namaha, Vasudevaya Namaha, Pradyumnaya Namaha, Aniruddhaya Namaha, Purushottamaya Namaha, Adokshajaya Namaha, Narasimhaya Namaha, Achyutaya Namaha, Janardhanaya Namaha, Upendraya Namaha, Hare Namah, Krishnaya Namaha. You have to leave the water. So this is called Achamana, that is invoking 24 names of Vishnu in different parts of our body, because Vishnu means dreamer. So we are all parts of the Garbhodakshaya Vishnu. So there are a lot of causal beings in the causal realm, and each causal being is dreaming of one universe, and we are inside the universe of a Garbhodakshaya Vishnu. So this is how Garbhodakshaya Vishnu dreams. He dreams of all the 14 lokas, that is Bhurghuva, Swaha, Maha, Jana, Tapa, Satya, Atal, Vital, Sutal, Talatal, Mahatal, Rasatal, Patal. So total 14 lokas he dreams of, and in each 14 loka we have our parallel lives. By loka I mean solar systems. So in each solar system we have a parallel life. That is, in Bhurloka I am living as Aditya. In maybe Tapoloka I may be some Saptarishi. In lower loka like Atal, Vital I may be some Pisachini or Yakshini. And in Janaloka I may be some deity. So in each loka we have our parallel life, and we have our Ishtadevata. So our Ishtadevata is living in the Janaloka. Everyone's Ishtadevata is living in the Janalok. So that is why we are attracted towards the higher realms. So all these procedures, all this sadhana is done to evolve yourself from this realm to the higher lokas, that is astral realm, causal realm. In the astral realm, there is Bhuva, Swaha, Maha, and in the causal realm, there is Jana, Tapa, Satya, Vaikuntha Loka. So all these higher lokas have more freedom over the Maya. Maya meaning the dream. So all this, whatever you are seeing, right, it is a dream texture. And each dream, there is freedom level. The freedom level in Bhurloka is not that high because of our attachments and desires. The freedom in Bhurloka is not that high. Whereas in the higher lokas like Bhuva, Swaha, Maha, Jana, Tapa, the freedom to create your own thing is very high. The freedom for art meaning your own creativity, like music, dance, or something like creating a mountain, creating a river, creating a tree, or creating an entire planet, galaxy, or universe is higher in the higher realms, higher lokas. As you go below, there is Atal, Vital, Sutal, Talatal, your freedom is becoming lesser, and at the same time your indulgence, desires and attachments are becoming more. So because of this, you are not able to create in the lower lokas, and you are able to create better in the higher lokas. More the attachments, lesser the creativity. Lesser the attachments, more the creativity. So this way all the lokas work. Because of your own desires, own addictions, own tamas and rajas guna, you are being pulled towards the lower lokas in the Kali Yuga. That's why you are not able to create in a better manner. Now we will focus on how to evolve ourselves from this Bhurloka to the upper lokas. The upper lokas are more beautiful because of so many astral and causal beings. So many astral and causal beings focus on their talents, focus on their arts, creativity to create multiple galaxies, universes. More beautiful than this. This universe, this loka is dependent on our causal being, is dependent on the fellow Kshirodakshaya Vishnus. We ourselves are restricting in this Bhurloka, that is by sticking to the rules, regulations like school, colleges, the education system, whatever is there in Kali Yuga right now. It is very strict. It is not giving importance to our art, music, dance. It is not giving importance to the beauty of universe. It is more of clerical work. All the education system right now are making you slaves to their own business system, and they are not allowing each Vishnu's creativity to be explored. So that is why all this sadhana is done so that you evolve and not be a part of this boring loka called as Bhurloka. You have to be a part of the higher lokas where your talents are appreciated and it is given credit for. But the lower lokas, your talents are not given importance. You are made to work as a slave under a boss. Your life will be very monotonous, very boring, and you will die one day without exploring your own talents. So invoke your talents right now by the help of Mahakali. So Mahakali and all the Maya creators, right, like Vishnu, Kali, Krishna, Ganapati, Subramanya, Shiva, whoever it is, all your Ishtadevatas will help you invoke the talent, will help you create whatever you were meant to create. That is every being, every dreamer from the Sadashiva. Sadashiva is the pure consciousness which doesn't dream. So whenever Sadashiva has a desire, by Sadashiva I mean you, when you have a desire, you enter the Maya, Maya meaning the womb of Mahavidya Tripura Sundari. You enter this Maya to show your talent, to explore your talent. The reality is nobody exists. All your friends, family, relatives, everyone are just a part of Maya, which you yourself created so that you can show your talent. So that is why every being who enters the Maya has one talent. If you see, every leaf on the planet is not same. Every leaf is unique. Every stone in this planet is not same. It is unique. It has difference in crevices, the leaf patterns. So everything is very different. Our fingerprints are very different, very unique. So what that means is we have to appreciate our uniqueness and not suppress it. So that's why let us explore our uniqueness by doing sadhana. This human life was never meant to be monotonous, work under a corporate company as a slave. If you observe humans, every human will try to make same things. Like for example, this t-shirt which I got in Decathlon. Many people have it. It's same. This short which I got in Decathlon. Many people have it. So what you learn from humans is, humans make similar things, exact copies of each other. Whereas if you're an astral being, you will focus on your talents, you will focus on your uniqueness. So that is why we are trying to evolve from human beings to astral beings which are there in the astral realm. Now let us focus on the second step, that is after Achamana, you have to do Marjana Mantra. Marjana Mantra is to clear any kind of entities which are attached to your aura. That is in Kali Yuga, whenever you show tamas, rajas, guna, that is addictive, egoistic behavior, That time some kind of lower entity from the lower lokas will be attached to your aura. So to clear them, you have to chant the Marjana mantra, that is the purging ritual. Otherwise, some lower entity will be controlling your thoughts and emotions. So that is why to clear your aura, you have to do the Marjana mantra, that is the purging mantra. So we will start. So purging is done by water, that is Varun Dev. So we have to take the blessing of Varun Dev using the ring finger. So we will start. Om Apo Hishtamayo Bhuvastana Urje Dadatana Maheranaya Yachaksase Yo Shivatamorastasya Bhajayate Hanaha Ushatiri Vemataraha Tasma Arangamamamo Yasekshaya Yajanmata Apo Janayata Chanaha. So after the Marjana mantra, you have to pour it on your right hand and you have to rotate it around your head and pour it on the ground. So this is the end of second step, that is Marjana mantra, to clear your aura. So the next step is Jalabi mantra. For Jalabi mantra, you have to take a spoon of water in the right hand and you have to chant Suryascha ma Manushcha manyu Pateshcha manyu Kritebhyaha Papebhyo Rakshantam Yatra Yatra Papamakarsham Manasa Vacha Hastabhyam Padbhyam Mudarena Shishna Ratris Tadolumpatu Yatkincha Duritam Mai Idamaham Mamamurta Yono Surya Jyotishi Juhomi Swaha. So after chanting this mantra, you have to drink the sip of water. So this is the end of third step, that is Jalabi mantra. This is to purify your inner body and mind, whereas Marjana mantra was to purify your aura. So now we will look into the fourth step. Fourth step is nothing but the Mahakali initiation. So Mahakali initiation is going to be done around 11 am. 10 am will be doing Achamana, Marjana mantra, Jalabi mantra. So after finishing all these three steps, we will do the Mahakali initiation at 11 am. We will finish the initiation around 12 pm. Then we will go ahead with Surya Arghya. So for Surya Arghya, we will be using the larger cup mentioned and we will be doing the yantra using our little finger. So you have to use the right hand little finger to draw a yantra. So you have to draw triangle first on the water. On the water you have to draw a triangle. Then after the triangle you have to write Om on the top corner of the triangle. Then you have to draw Buhu in the right corner of the triangle. Then you have to draw Buaha below the triangle. Then Swaha in the left corner of the triangle. Then inside the triangle you have to write Vam and Reem. So after that you have to chant Gayatri mantra while offering water to the sun. So we will be doing Gayatri mantra now. Om Bhur Bhuvasvaha Tatsaviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yo Na Prachodayat. Om Bhur Bhuvasvaha Tatsaviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yo Na Prachodayat. Om Bhur Bhuvasvaha Tatsaviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yo Na Prachodayat. So we have to offer water to Surya 3 times while chanting Gayatri mantra. So this is the first step of Surya Arghya. The second step is inviting Gayatri. Om Uttishta Devi Gantavyam Punaragamanaya Cha Uttishta Devi Satavyam Pravishya Hridayam Mama Uttishta Devi Gantavyam Punaragamanaya Cha Uttishta Devi Satavyam Pravishya Hridayam Mama Uttishta Devi Gantavyam Punaragamanaya Cha Uttishta Devi Satavyam Pravishya Hridayam Mama. So when you chant this mantra, you are inviting Gayatri into your heart. So after that, the third step of Surya Arghya is clearing your aura again with water. Asavadityo Brahma Om Apo Jyotira Sumratam Brahma Bhurbhuva Swarom. Asavadityo Brahma Om Apo Jyotira Sumratam Brahma Bhurbhuva Swarom. Asavadityo Brahma Om Apo Jyotira Sumratam Brahma Bhurbhuva Swarom. So this is the completion of Surya Arghya, that is with 3 steps. One is Gayatri mantra, second step is inviting Gayatri into your heart, and the third step is clearing your aura with water. So this ends the Surya Arghya process, that is the 5th step of the initiation. Then the 6th step is offering water to Tulasi Devi. So we have to search a Tulasi plant near our Kanaka Bhavan Bireshwara temple and we have to offer water to Tulasi while chanting Tulasi mantra, that is Papanyani Ravisunu Patisthani Go Brahma Bala Pitra Matra Vadadikani Nashyanti Tani Tulasi Vanadarshanena Gokotidana Sadarsham Phalam Apnuvanti. Then you have to show gratitude towards all the Navagrahas. That is Om Ram Reem Rom Saha Suryaya Namaha. Om Shram Shrim Shram Saha Chandraya Namaha. Om Gram Greem Grom Saha Gurave Namaha. Om Pram Preem Prom Saha Shaneshwaraya Namaha. Om Kram Kreem Krom Saha Bhaumaya Namaha. ओम भ्रां ब्रीं ब्रौं सह बुधाय नमः। ओम द्रां द्रीं द्रौं सह शुक्राय नमः। ओम भ्रां ब्रीं ब्रौं सह राहवे नमः। ओम स्रां श्रीं स्रौं सह केतवे नमः। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते मंजुनाथाय। ओम नमो भगवते सूर्यनारायणाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते मंजुनाथाय। ओम नमो भगवते सूर्यनारायणाय. So this ends the process of the entire initiation. So the entire process of initiation carries around 7 steps. That is, the first step is Achamana mantra, second step is Marjana mantra, third step is Jalabi mantra, fourth step is the initiation itself, that is Mahakali initiation, and fifth step is Surya Argya, sixth step is Tulasi mantra, and finally the seventh step is Navagraha mantras. So we are showing gratitude towards Sun, Tulasi Devi and all the Navagrahas. So once we show our gratitude towards all the celestial bodies, it will help us in doing sadhana very consistently, because day to day life we are influenced by these celestial bodies, all the Navagrahas, that is Sun, Moon, Jupiter, Saturn, Mercury, Venus, Mars, Rahu, Ketu. All these celestial bodies, right, they affect our day to day life because they are huge electromagnets, and our brain is also an electromagnet. So all these huge electromagnets influence our brain and they affect our day to day activities, whatever it may be. It may be laziness, pleasure, anger, lust, greed, happiness, sadness, everything. It affects our day-to-day life, and that's why showing gratitude by offering water to them will help us in paying our karma back. That is, if we don't show gratitude towards the celestial bodies, we'll be paying the karma in different manners by suffering. That is why we are offering water to all the Navagrahas, so that we'll utilize their energy in an efficient manner. So that is why all this procedure. And the Mahakali initiation, the Mahakali sadhana, Bija mantra sadhana has to be done so that you activate your Anahata chakra. That is, I am initiating Dakshina Kali to my Kundalini students, because Dakshina Kali is a very powerful Kali who will remove the fear of death. However, I cannot initiate the public with Dakshina Kali mantra because she is too powerful. She encompasses all the Kalis, that is all the 9 forms of Kali, like Mahakali, Bhadrakali, Smashan Kali, Dhanakali, Siddhi Kali, Chandakali, Kalakali, Kamakala Kali. So there are 9 types of Kali, and all the 9 types of Kali are inside Dakshina Kali. And she is a very powerful Kali who will completely remove the fear of death from your Anahata. And this leads to your transcendence, that is Nirvikalpa Samadhi. So that is why I don't want to risk anyone's life with Dakshina Kali mantra. So that is why I'm not going to initiate Dakshina Kali to the public in the offline initiations. Whoever completes the Kundalini program from the Mooladhara Chakra, Swadhisthana Chakra, Manipura Chakra and goes to Anahata Chakra, only for them I'll be initiating Dakshina Kali mantra, because when they will do sadhana of Uchishta Ganapati, Tripura Bhairavi in the Mooladhara Chakra, Kamakala Kali and Batuk Bhairav in the Swadhisthana Chakra, Hanuman and Kamala in the Manipura Chakra, Krishna, Bhuvaneshwari, Baglamukhi, Dhumavati in the Anahata Chakra, only then, only after 7 months of sadhana of the lower chakras, they will be ready for Dakshina Kali, that is in the Anahata Chakra. So I have a 18-month program where in different chakras there are different deities. So that is a paid program because it requires one-on-one initiation, not a public initiation. So that is why the 18-month program, all the deities mantras will be initiated step by step, that is from Mooladhara till Sahasrara in the span of 18 months. Monthly I'll be initiating one deity, that is total of 18 deities, and Anahata Dakshina Kali comes around in the 8th month. So that is a separate program which is a paid session, whereas this initiation, the offline initiation, that is of Mahakali in the August month and Bhadrakali in the January month, is not a paid one. It is free for all, no need of any fees, no need of any dakshina. It is meant for everyone to protect themselves, because all the Kalis in the Anahata except Dakshina Kali, Smashan Kali are very safe, that is they can be chanted in home also, whereas Dakshina Kali and Smashan Kali are not meant for ordinary people. It is meant only for sadhaks who have done sadhana at least for 6 months. So that is why I am only initiating Dakshina Kali for my initiated students, and Mahakali and Bhadrakali will be given for the public in the month of January and August. So all are welcome to Mahakali initiation on August 10th, 2025 in Kanaka Bhavan near Bireshwara Temple in Rajarajeshwari Nagar, Bengaluru. So please do come. There will be tasty lunch, that is biryani, raita, kurma, gobi manchuri, lime juice, and it will be held around 2 p.m. 2 to 3. Then we can go to our home back and invite Mahakali in your hearts. That is, I'll be invoking Mahakali in the hearts of all the people, whoever is coming to the initiation on August 10th, and they will be taking Mahakali with them in their hearts. So please do come for the initiation on August 10th, 2025 and invite her into your own house. Om Jai Mahakali. So I hope this video has brought some light to your consciousness. Thanks for watching. We'll meet in the next video. Jai Mahakal.